I recorded a whole damn video to only realize that my mic was muted the whole time. So here we are with my very first video, back at it again after a long break, busy with Christmas like everyone else, and I think I'm gonna get it right this time. Anyways, we're going to be talking about maps, but before we talk about maps, I'm going to talk about my plan for 2025 again. The plan for 2025, I'm going to be releasing one video and one short, and I'll be doing the regular streams on Sundays. Again, if you like watching my content and you want to support the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps me a lot, and it's free. So let's get into it. Mapping. I've never done mapping. I never played PoE 1 endgame. I just started playing PoE 1, and then this game came out, so I stopped playing PoE 1, and now I'm on this. So mapping. Mapping was, it looked pretty easy to me. You just drop in a map and you complete it, and it gives you stuff or it doesn't give you anything. And I thought, wow, this game, when it first got announced, I'm like, oh, there's so much end game content. And then when I first got into mapping, I'm like, this is the end game content. Okay, cool. It's cool. Yay. It's just the same thing over and over, but it does get better once you actually learn how to do it. So the main goal for mapping is to get to your pinnacle bosses. This is this little thing here. But you're going to have to find citadels to do that. And then you're going to have to continue on this map until you find citadels. But in the beginning, you're going to start here. You're going to start here, and all these little nodes are going to be blue, and you're going to want to put your maps into it. But if you're like me, you're going to put this white waystone in it, and you're going to do your maps, and you're going to spend maybe 10 white waystones on these things like I did. And I'm like, wow, this really sucks. But then you realize you can upgrade them. And you can put augmentation orbs in them and transmutations, and you can put exalts and regals, and you're going to end up doing one of these. Now this guy right here, this guy, it's for a tier 1. If I first started, this is fantastic. Monsters do all kinds of damage to me, and what that says to me is that there is a lot of negative prefixes and suffixes on me that I'm going to get better drops. Whatever negativity stuff is on these things is going to give you a better drop. The other thing you want to pay attention to is your waystone drop chance. So on this one says it has 185%. Now that's going to be 185% chance to drop me better waystones, whether it be a tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, whatever it is. If you don't use waystones with a high percentage of waystone drop chance, you're gonna lack waystones, and then you're gonna hit a wall, and then you're either gonna have to get waystones from a friend that's been doing a higher tier than you, that's what I've been doing. I just got a bunch of tier 10s from a buddy because I just couldn't get tier 8 maps. They just didn't drop, and I didn't know about this drop chance until recently. So that's what you want to do. You want to get that up. So once I figured that out, like right now, the tier 10s that he dropped me, let's see, I boosted this one to 330 waystone drop chance. So this is going to be pretty good for me. Now there's the prefixes and suffixes, they're not that negative, so I don't know how great of drops I'm going to get from this, but it's still a good map for me to continue on the journey of finishing my tier 8 quests. The other thing I didn't know is I was just going around and doing maps like nonchalant. I was like, oh cool, little nodes, and then figuring out what these are. I didn't realize that there's this little legend button at the top, and this tells you everything you need to know. The one important thing that you want to do is you want to make sure your maps are irradiated, and you want to do corruption maps, because those are going to make your monster levels go up one level higher. So the corruption, this adds a +1 to monster level, and then if you get one like this, where is it? I actually don't have it anywhere here, but if you get one with irradiated and corruption, that's going to be 2 levels per monster level, and that's going to be higher XP and better drops. Again, any negative thing that goes against you, you're going to get better drops. Now the other thing that you want to do is if you figure out, like if you go into here and you find out that, oh, I like doing delirium, you can continue and just find those delirium nodes and do those. Or what I didn't know is, see these towers here, you want to go for these towers. Now why you want to go for these towers is, you see how there's like a bunch of nodes on the screen? That's because I've boosted the towers. So when you complete a tower, again, if you're like me, you're going to think, oh, I can put a map into this tower. I'm going to put a tier 10 map in here, which is great. If you're on tier 10 completion quest, then you can, it'll count towards your quest line. So right now I'm on tier 8, so I don't need to put this tier 10, but I could, because it's going to count towards my tier 8 quest line. But I don't want to waste this one. So if I have found a white tier 8, that'd be perfect, but I don't have one of those, so I'm probably going to end up dropping a, you can drop a tier 1 and just run past everybody, and then your tower is complete. It's completely useless. You didn't get any items for it, but at least you have unlocked the tower, and then you can drop a book into it, and that book is going to have prefixes and suffixes on it, and once you launch that, it's going to actually load up everything around with new nodes on it. So on this one, I made a lot of maps with irradiated on it, and then from here you can add like more delirium nodes and more expedition nodes and more, I think, more expedition nodes and more breach nodes. Anyways, that's what you call juicing. You unlock your maps, you put books in them, and you juice the areas around them to make it harder for you, and you get better drops. And that's basically like just the gist of it, of mapping. That's your basic knowledge of mapping. You want to put maps into it, try to juice your maps, try to get your towers, juice the maps around you with that, and then you put a nice big fat yellow, I don't actually have a big one like this one in it, except don't put this one because it's a low tier, and that is going to get you better drops and better gear, better waystones, better everything. I wouldn't worry too much about the citadels at first. I'll probably release a video if I can find a way on actually how to find them properly. There's a couple videos out there, but they're just speculation right now. It's not actually engraved in stone of like how to find these citadels. It seems pretty random so far. A lot of people have been saying like, oh, if you find the corrupted towers, then the citadels are by the corrupted towers, or if you find like a coastline, sometimes the citadels are on the coastline. But again, I haven't found anything yet, but then I also haven't explored that much into it. Another way of getting big gear on maps is obviously rarity on your gear. That's the big controversy right now, because that's been saturating the trade market. Everything's so expensive now. Stuff that used to cost like 10 exalts, 20 exalts now cost 1 divine as a base, which is pretty stupid, especially if you're in if you're new and you're in late game and you don't know anything about the game and you wanted to purchase something, then it's just everything's going to be expensive. So hopefully I have helped you on how to map, especially get started. I'll see if once I learn more on it, I'll put a more in-depth video on mapping and how to properly complete these. Again, if you like watching my content and you want to see me grow and make mistakes by not turning on my mic, like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Thanks a lot. Peace out.